It's officially the start of Q4, and that means holiday season is here. Before things get too busy, I'm hitting pause to reflect on Q3, reset some systems, and prep my planners for the season ahead. I'll also be giving you a sneak peek at the digital prep inside Trello. So if you're ready for a fresh start, let's dive in. Hi friends, welcome back to Lost Without a Plan. If you're new here, my name is Amanda Lynn and my goal is to share tips and tricks that help you design a life you love. It's officially the start of Q4, also known as holiday season. It's the time of year when things can feel extra busy and overwhelming. So this is when I like to pause, take a step back, and set myself up with a little bit of prep work before jumping into fresh goals. Today we're going to do just that. We're starting with a reflection on Q3. Then I'll show you how I build my Plum Paper Discbound stack for Q4. And we'll take a peek at how I set up my Q4 Trello board. On the digital side, all of this helps me head into season for more clarity and attention. I'll also leave timestamps down in the description below in case you want to skip around or come back to a certain section later. Step 1, reflection. The first step to any quarterly reset. Before I can set meaningful goals for the next 90 days, I need to look back at the past 90 days to see what worked, what didn't, and what to carry forward. I'm using the quarterly compass from MäksēLife. This here is my monthly MäksēLife planner. You can download your own quarterly compass worksheets over on MäksēLife.com. I believe it says free printables in the top corner. I'll have it linked down below so that it's super easy for you, but this is a game changer for setting goals. So I 100% recommend taking that extra step. As you can see, I've already filled in my September reflections questions. And my biggest wins for this month were content prep for Q4. I feel really good about what's to come, and I really hope you'll stick around. Be sure to click that subscribe button so that you don't miss anything. Things that are currently working, I am doing really great on my reading goal, and I also got a lot of Q4 planning prepped so that I know kind of what I want to do in each quarter of life. Things that are not working, I was sick most of this month. I think it worked out to be like 20 days, and there was no time or way that I was going to get any workouts in. So workouts totally fell by the wayside. Things I learned this month, our family is really bad at being sick. I know that no one's really good at being sick, but our family is really bad. Or maybe this was the worst sickness we've experienced in a long time. It was really, really bad. Every one of us felt terrible for most of the month. Improvements or adjustments I need to make in the next month. I need to break down the Q4 goals that I set up in the monthly planning session just a little bit more. Right now they're like projects within projects, and I really need to break it down. Things I'm most grateful for right now are the support of my friends and family. Habits I want to nurture are batching tasks to help me get ahead. Area I want to focus is focusing on the fun. I really want to integrate more fun into the times that we have ahead. My overall rating for satisfaction was a 6, mainly because 2 of the 4 weeks were totally out colds with this terrible plague that Violet brought home from school. But alas. Next, I want to jump back to July and August so that we can refresh our mind on what happened through the whole quarter. In July, the highlights were going school shopping for Violet, setting our schedules for the season ahead of summer, pairing walking pad with Bones. I love Bones, and I have to say that worked right up until I got sick, because I was doing my walking pad all the time just so that I could watch the next episode of Bones. But when I was sick, all I wanted to do was watch Bones. So I got through like 2 seasons just from being sick and not being able to work out. I didn't want to skip Bones because I wasn't working out, because I couldn't work out, and it just felt bad. So it was a cycle. It's fine. We're gonna figure it out. I just need to figure out a different show to watch in the next season. I had wanted my health and wellness to be my goal, and that just fell apart real fast. In August, the biggest win was back to school week, and my focus was movement, which fell apart in September. So that is, I think I have a pretty good grasp on what we were doing there. Okay, with all of that top of mind, next we're going to move over to the compass assessment. This is a quarterly feature within the MäksēLife planner, and I like to think of it as a reset button for balance. It forces me to pause, take stock of what happened, and realign before we jump into the next season. As I said before, it's available on the MäksēLife website and linked down below in case you want to download your own to work alongside. Here's how it works. The compass assessment walks you through the 8 areas of life: personal, fun, recreation, work and learning, family and relationships, health and wellness, personal growth, financial and physical environment. You'll score each category for 1 to 10. There are questions to kind of dive in deeper. And then you divide your score by the 8 questions within the section, and then you'll end up with your score over here. As you can see, I filled out mine. I also added some color because I have a black and white printer, but I still like to see at a distance the color. Some of my scores were a little higher than I expected, so they skewed. So instead of keeping this one at a 9, which is what I would normally round it up to, I did round it back down to an 8. But after adding up all of my 1 to 10s, dividing it by 8, I came up with a little decimal here. And then I'm ready to put them in over here. For this, I do like to keep it with the colors. I have both the dot markers and the chisel tip highlighters. We're going to use the highlighters today. So as I said, I gave myself an 8 for personal. For fun and recreation, I gave myself a 6. I had high hopes for this, but I'm going to write this over here in the color too, so don't forget. I did have high hopes for the fun this season, but I'm certain that that score will go up because that's the main focus of the holidays for us, is adding in the fun. Then we have work and learning, which I gave myself, I had a 5.5, so I'm going to round it up to a 6. Oops. Purple for family and recreation. This one I did pretty good. I had an 8. I'm not sure if that was because we were so dang sick that we had nothing to do but hang out together. That's okay though. We're figuring it out as we go, right? Got to pivot when life throws you a lemon. Let's see. Then we have health and wellness. For this one, I gave myself a 7, although it probably should have been more like a 6, but since I did really well at the beginning, I want to at least celebrate that little win. For spiritual growth, I feel like it was a bit stronger this month, so I gave myself an 8. Then for finance, I gave myself a 7. This is pretty average since this is not usually my focus, just maintenance goals for that. And then lastly, for physical environment, I gave myself a 7. And that leaves me with 56, which is minus from what we had last. Oops, this is a plus. So we did have some fluctuation, which is very common. When you're doing this sort of review, there will be ebbs and flows in every single area of life. So since you're shifting focus, but as you can see, I did drop 3 total for the quarter. So I'm going to put that I decreased. The personal actions I feel that contributed most to these results are, I felt like I was pretty passive this quarter. I think that the busyness of the season caught me off guard, and so I needed to stop, take time, and realign myself with the goals that I have set and what's important to me right now. Words that described how I felt over the last 90 days. I did feel motivated at first, but then super duper frazzled in the middle, and then I was sick for 20 days. So obviously the pump up, the tear down, and then the aftermath. That's pretty much what the quarter ended up being. The biggest opportunity for growth in the next season is fun, and I want to make the best of the season's offerings and be thoughtful of what I need for 2026, since the next time I do this, we'll be setting goals for the next year. So I really want to realign, refocus, and decide what is going to be most important in the seasons to come. So this one is just going to be like a wrap it up, take exactly what I wanted to do in the beginning, see what's important, make it work for the next 3 months, and then at the end of 3 months we're gonna throw it all away and start fresh. So that sounds like fun. Now that the reflection part is complete, we're gonna move on to the hands-on part, which is my favorite. Let me clean this up and we'll come back to it. Next up, we're gonna build my Q4 planner stack. I wanna show you exactly how I pull this together using the Plum Paper Discbound system. If you've been here a while, you know that I'm a big believer in what I call planner peace. For me, planner peace comes from having tools that work with my brain, not against it. And that's why I love the flexibility of Plum Paper and why I build my planner one quarter at a time instead of hauling the entire year around in one book. Here's how I like to do it. At the beginning of each year, I order a 12 to 18 month planner from Plum Paper, fully customized to my liking. Then as each quarter approaches, I'll gather the pieces that I need. A cover that inspires me, some cute discs to match, and the next quarter's pages. Also, I'll bring in any inserts or extras that I might want to use. This quarter, I'm using the bronze marigold cover. It just screams fall vibes. And as you can see, I customized it with a center stamp in sea glass, and I added a simple line of text, my nickname, Manda, in the darling font. It's subtle, but it makes me smile every time I open it. So why Discbound? Because I love the flexibility. I don't have to wrestle with a coil. I can pop out the pages to make things easier. I can also rearrange pages whenever the inspiration strikes, and it keeps my stack so much lighter. This makes it more portable and super easy to use every day. Plum Paper's customations are where the real magic happens. You can choose from over 40 layout styles in horizontal, vertical, list-based, teacher layouts, goal planners, and more. You can add headers and trackers, and even add custom holidays so that birthdays and anniversaries don't sneak up on you. For Discbound planners specifically, the inserts can move anywhere. You can tuck them behind the monthly spread, add them at the end of the month, or group them all together in a tab section. I love being able to experiment and move things around when I need to. So when I'm ready to assemble everything for Q4, I just snap my cover onto the discs, pop in the next 3 months of pages, add a few extras here and there that I know I'll use. But my tip is to keep the stack as simple as possible. Just the essentials, plus 1 or 2 bonus sections if I need it. That way it's lightweight and easy to carry. If you're still searching for planner piece and you haven't picked up Plum Paper lately, you're missing out. Don't forget I have a discount code for you. Once my planner is set up, I like to make sure that digital systems are ready too. For me, that means Trello. I create a master board at the beginning of each year, and then as the quarter begins, I pull out goals and projects that are most important for the next 90 days. Having it all in Trello gives me a bird's eye view of the quarter in digital form, which pairs nicely with my paper planning. As you can see here, we're starting in the annual goals board. This is where I park everything, big picture. Then when I get ready for a new quarter, I'll copy over what I need into a dedicated board just for the season. Right now I'm opening up my Q4 board. Inside, I've set up a series of lists. These cover the focus areas and projects that I want to work on, as well as some practical reminders. You'll see tasks I've dropped in throughout the year, the books that were chosen for book club reads, and even a few courses I set aside just for learning this quarter. I also keep visual reminders here, like a JPEG for the Laurel Denise and MäksēLife launches in October, so those dates don't sneak up on me. There's a card for Black Friday where I've parked things that I've been waiting to buy on sale. Plus, placeholders for holiday performances and parties that don't have final dates yet. After that overview section, you'll notice a set of weekly lists. This part is a little bit extra, but I find it really helpful. I ask Google to list out all the Mondays from October through December, and then I copy each one into a list header. That way, every week has its own dedicated spot. I also add in an October wins list, one for each month. And if you add the confetti emoji into the header, Trello gives you a little confetti burst every time you move a card into the done column. It's a small thing, but it makes finishing tasks so much more fun. At the very end of the board, I keep a placeholder list for future events, whether it's the next quarter coming up or, in this case, 2026. For example, I've dropped a reminder to email my reunion group about whether we're doing an event this year. That way, even long-term tasks have a home. Now, because this setup can get long, I keep it moving. I'll shift the monthly list from the first section behind the wins list. As each week passes, I also move that list to the very end, bringing the current week to the very front. This keeps the board feeling fresh without overwhelming me with too many lists at once, and I don't have to scroll past the first screen to see what's current. One last note, I usually only map 1 month at a time. This gives me flexibility to move things around if something pops up or if I hit a lull and want to jump ahead. It's so much easier to shift from the monthly list than to replot an entire quarter's worth of weekly lists. And that's how my Trello system supports my paper planning. It gives me structure, flexibility, and a clear view of what's ahead, without losing sight of the little details that matter along the way. This quarter is extra special because it's the holiday quarter. So I will jump into my holiday planner, which I'll show you in a minute in the paper form that I had for years and years and years ago. But I also made it into Trello checklists that I pull in every quarter 4 so that I have an easy peasy way of keeping track of the things that are on my must-do list for our family. And that's how Trello supports my paper planning. It gives me structure, flexibility, and a clear view of what's ahead without losing sight of the little details that matter along the way. And on that note, I have something very exciting in the works. I've been working hard to create a course to help you break down annual goals into bite-sized pieces. Whether you're a paper, digital, or hybrid planner, it'll include video tutorials, printable resources, encouragement, and even a back to basics Trello how-to. The timing is perfect because I think it will be ready just in time for the 2026 planner season. So if you want updates, make sure that you're on the wait list. Head over to LostWithoutAPlan.com/course. Real quick, here's the OG Christmas planner from way back in the day. It includes all the things from calendars, including Thanksgiving, the 6 gift lists, obviously it's been updated through the years, but I wanted to show you the first version that I had that I printed out since it does look so pretty in person. As you can see, sometimes I just lean into the black and white printables if I'm in a rush, but you can't beat this gorgeousness. It looks pretty both ways. The holiday planner is also available in my Freebie library, or a sampler of it. If you're interested, I'll make sure to link that Freebie library down below in case you are on the hunt for something to keep your holidays in check. And I think that's it for my quarter 4 planner prep. We've reflected on quarter 3, assembled my planner Discbound stack, and refreshed my Trello's quarterly board. With all the behind the scenes work done, I'm ready to start pulling in my actual goals. I've already printed some worksheets from my Freebie library, like the quarterly calendar and my monthly overview. All of these are free to download at LostWithoutAPlan.com/free. You just have to enter your email address and then you'll have full access. Next week, I'll be sharing my full quarter 4 goals in the MäksēLife monthly planner, so make sure that you're subscribed so you don't miss that video. Until then, I hope this inspires you to pause, reflect, and set yourself up for a season of beautiful memories. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next week.